Okay, welcome back to another episode of the 526 podcast with Bruce and Friends. Today I'm joined with a very special host, friend of mine. We want to go ahead and welcome to the show Myron. He's a renowned personal trainer and health coach known for his very transformative lifestyle and his infectious enthusiasm. Myron, go ahead. Welcome to the show. Before we get started, we just gonna go ahead and jump right in. How let's go ahead and talk about your upbringing. How long have you been doing fitness? Was there anything that got you into fitness? Anything or any one particular that started this journey of yours?
Okay. Thanks for having me, brother.
No problem.
To answer your question, I actually started, at a young age. You know, I was very athletic. I was always playing throw up, tackle, or going to the rec center and playing some basketball. Honestly, I really, was involved in multiple sports. Honestly, any sport, but the main sports that I took part in at a young age: football, baseball, and basketball. Later on, when I got to high school, I got in the track. But those were the foundation of sports that I dealt with, and with those specific sports, it's different styles of training. You know,
Hmm.
so playing these sports, came with exercising to optimize and be efficient as possible. When it came to football, you did footwork drills along with strength training. Baseball, you do short, quick movements because you never really run in a long period of time with baseball. Basketball, you got your suicides. You got to be willing to run the court. You
Right.
know, 48 minutes, and yeah, this is the foundation. Basically, as far as fitness is concerned, always been enthused and excited about fitness and health. On a sport level at first, so it was an easy tradition, or excuse me, transition when I decided to. I was looking for a career. Nothing really moved me as far as
Right.
sitting down, being on a computer, whatnot. So I say, okay, I played sports for a while, as an adolescent, high school, some college. Let's give working out and helping people a shot, man. And it turned out to be purposeful, honestly, bro. And I'm loving every minute of it.
Okay, so you say that sports kind of is what got you into weightlifting because as you stated, playing baseball, basketball, football, and especially football, I'm pretty sure coaches just had you guys in that weight room lifting, and I guess after high school, so that background itself gets transformed and it just kept you going until training and even up until this day, you're still doing it. And like I said, I've seen you in the gym the first time that I met you in the gym. I hit you up for personal advice about shoulders because
Right.
and I think you told me that hey, you got to start lifting heavy and you need to go ahead and lift a little bit more. And with that being said, like what advice would you give someone that's just starting off as who just want to start off to training? I mean, with training, most people say they want to do it for their New Year's resolution
Right.
or whenever they decide that they want to make that change. What advice would you give someone that, regardless of their age, just said, "Hey, I want to just start living better. I want to go ahead and make a change." What advice would you give them?
Great question, bro. Honestly, man, with it being, the New Year's, what 6, 7 days ago, I'm going through a lot of this right now, and now this happens annually. And honestly, bro, I love this time of year. As a trainer, a lot of trainers probably think about the numbers and building up their accounts, but I think about the individuals. Like I said, this is purposeful for me. So I take the challenge on with those type of people who just starting in the gym, looking for some direction, don't completely know what they're doing. And the first thing or the number one thing I would tell somebody like that: hire a trainer. You know, I'm a profound believer and brother of the faith. So, the Bible tells you that in a multitude of counselors there is safety. So when you are looking to do something,
Mm-hmm.
get somebody who's already done it, and not just have done it in the past, is presently practicing it. Yeah.
Right. Listening to you say that, I want to say most people struggle with motivation, even
Mhm.
just even just to start. Even if they do start, they struggle to stay on track. You may hear things that say, "Ooh, I wanted to stay started, but this it's not what I thought it was going to be. It's too much of my time. I didn't know that I had to cut this out." And I'm a firm believer with anything that you're trying to achieve, that
Right.
in order to gain something, you're going to have to give something up.
Amen. I truly believe that, and I definitely believe that is the process, and you definitely have to sacrifice for anything that's worth anything, anyways. But that's why I take responsibility, and I cherish what I do on a whole nother level, because it takes patience with these type of people.
Right, right,
Because it's more than physical training. You know, it's daily habits. Mental training. Getting a person to buy in. Some of the same things I learned. Playing sports.
right.
I get to show to others and utilize, and that's exactly what I'm good at. That's exactly what I've been called to do.
That's good, man. I heard you talk about you just mentioned mental health real quick.
Right.
Uh, how often do most people have you ever come across most people with mental health challenges? And if so, like how do you deal with that mental aspect of trying to get somebody to bring that best part of them out? Because sometimes it's hard for people to see it within themselves, and it take people like yourself, to train us that's been through the fire, the wire, that's done it, for people to for sometimes for people to be able to realize and say, "Hey, I can do this. I
Right.
really can do this."
Yeah, man. Another great question. I believe, bro, my life experiences outside of fitness and playing sports really benefits me when it comes to, mental health
Hmm.
and understanding people, as well as my spiritual life. So having this understanding and these life experiences give me the opportunity to relate. I'm very relational on all levels. I believe, I've had a lot of experiences on different levels, and I believe that, not even I believe, I've encountered it. It's happening right now as we speak. I deal with people on an everyday basis that I coach and that do have, mental health issues. And a lot of time, in some cases they're utilizing the gym, as relief or a coping mechanism, to go to war with that. And, thank God that He united us, because I am exactly here, not just to get a person's money, but I'm here to pour in and to be here for every individual, not just personally, mentally, and spiritually. I look at the individuals that I coach, these are my brothers and sisters. These are my brothers and sisters, and having that understanding, that allows me to, number one, not soon, but eventually as we work, I'm very vulnerable. I'm very vulnerable with my life experiences. And what this does is, show the individuals that, okay, this guy is giving me some very sensitive parts about him. That's not me saying that you need to tell me vulnerable things about you, but I just want them to know that, I have nothing to hide. And I want them to feel safe and secure. And when you feel like that, the chemistry can grow on a whole nother level. They can trust you on a whole nother level. So this is one of the keys I use to get through to a person with mental health issue, or a person that's having time having a hard time being consistent and following through.
I I think that's one of the most interesting things you said. Like for me myself, a retired vet, someone who struggles with PTSD, someone who is someone who's lacked motivation in the past to get to the gym, and we all struggle with it. But I think one of the main things for me was that deciding factor that hey, look, no matter what, I'm not gonna make excuses. So to me, the gym is my outlet. The gym is what gives me peace. The gym is what keeps me waking
Right.
up in the morning. And I always tell people, regardless of what your age, your background, you're never too old to start.
Aha. Agreed. Agreed. I totally agree, brother. And like I deal with people all different ages, man. Honestly, I have a particular niche. I do bodybuilding as well, and I coach some people in bodybuilding. But honestly, I love lifestyle training, which means that a person who has never been in the gym is coming to
Right,
the gym for the first time, or it's a person who's been in the gym, not exactly knowing what they do. They want to take their fitness to another level. This is my ideal style of training these days, and I love it because I get an opportunity to tap into something within the individual that they're unaware of, but
right,
it's right there in them. I literally had Craig. Shout out to Craig, man. I've been training Craig for 9 months, and Craig had a hard time arching his back.
mm-hmm.
And when you have a hard time doing certain things, it's hard to progress to the next level or another exercise. So I wouldn't say we were working out for 9 months incorrectly, but sometimes you have to allow the person to continue to build momentum, to build confidence. And let me tell you, the other day, 9 months after we started,
Mm-hmm.
we had a revelation, and Craig arched his back. And let me tell you, Craig has been efficient and 90% of exercise ever since that had clicked with him. Now, let me tell you, other trainers would have tried to force his back into place, which would make him frustrated. And
Right,
I seen that happening. So instead of forcing anything, and I understand that anything that's meant to be will not be forced.
right,
Having that understanding, that'll take you far, not just in the gym, but in life. So
exactly.
not wanting to force him and allow him room to grow, allow him to build momentum and confidence by performing these exercises. Now that he's doing it the right way, he feels the confidence and from doing the correct form. He feels the muscles that's necessary and that's being addressed on all of these workouts. And today, I must say, Craig has a confidence like no other, and we are very close to building the foundation that we need for him to sustain fitness as a lifestyle.
Now, let me ask you this: how many clients do you currently have right now?
I'm right around 22, 23, something like that in person right now.
Okay, the reason why I asked this, I want to go ahead and like I mentioned in the past, well, early in the interview, you stated too one of the biggest things, well, one of the biggest misconceptions that I think people fail to realize is that one of the most important aspect of training is absolute nutrition. And to most people, nutrition can be the enemy for most people. They I can't do it. What is your advice, especially when people trying to reach that fitness goal, but they struggle with nutrition and putting that favorite food down?
Um, what I would tell people, get with the program. Because listen, there's no way around it. If you want to optimize your gains, if you want to see change, if you want to be efficient as far as building, developing muscle, or losing body fat, nutrition is 80% of the pie. Okay. And working out is a big part, and they work together. They work better together. But
Mm-hmm.
get with the program. Find a meal plan that works for you. And like I said before, get a coach. Save yourself some time. Hire a coach. It'll
Now,
save
do
you
you
money. It'll save you time. It'll save you frustration. It'll keep you from giving up. Okay, like let's make smart decisions. Let's make quality decisions. And another thing, whatever we start, man, especially it's 2024, whatever we start, we need to make sure that we follow through with these things. We can't just stop, okay, if this not working for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Listen, honestly, if you wanna really see if a program works, man, you need a minimum of 90 days, I would say 6 months, honestly, to really see something. At the beginning, you might gain weight first.
right?
Okay. You know, Internally, I believe that's where you'll feel it first. And it won't be good at first. You're gonna have pain, aches, and all of these things you're gonna have to endure. You're gonna have to endure. And honestly, it never gets easier. But I found ways, to create programs where
Mm-hmm.
individuals can start at certain levels. Or how I do things, I meet individuals where they at. So based on
Mm-hmm.
their assessment or the assessments, I'll plug them into this level, which we'll call X. And once you're on X level, we'll start you there. And then as the sessions continue, as the weeks go by, I'm always looking for opportunity to take it to the next level. But it's not a rush. And that's what it's all about. Hiring a coach, then you got to make sure that you do what the coach tells you to do, because you want to see if this program is effective. That's the goal.
And I think that's the biggest issue, right there. Being committed to the goal, or just being committed to the program yourself. Because as you stated, I mean, you're not going to see results in the beginning, but the key is to one is to stick with it, and your clients, the nutrition part, the ones that you have, do you do the meal plan, the meal prep for you, or or you have some that you fed enough that I don't want to use the word spoon fed, to where they're able to still train with you, but the nutritional part they can do on their own? Or do you still, or is it a 50-50? You make meals for some, or how does that work?
Right. I get you. I understand the question. So what happens is I'm a certified nutrition specialist as well.
Mm-hmm.
So being a personal trainer don't quite qualify you to give meal plans. But like I said, I do have a certification with precision nutrition. And if anybody looking to grow in knowledge on nutrition, I recommend precision. They have enlightened me and allowed me to grow in that subject. And I'm continuing to learn, but I do offer meal plans for those that are are looking for nutritional guidance. But some people just want, they want to focus on training first.
Right.
Although I think these should complement each other, I do believe that focusing on training is the way to approach it, or some focusing on nutrition, depending on the individual. Honestly, like I say, I meet people where they at. You know, not exactly trying to upsell the individuals, because I am here to motivate and inspire individuals in health and fitness for the glory of God. So I have to make sure that my integrity when dealing with each and every individual is consistent and just. So it's more about the individual than the money. We don't worry about the money these days because we're in purpose. Money follow purpose all day long.
Exactly. Staying on the topic of nutrition when it comes to fitness. What do you think is most important? Is the eating before, during, or after or after the training? And also, do you believe in hitting a certain amount of that the certain amount of, I'm sorry, a certain amount of calories a day for certain individuals? And I'm assuming that's each calorie goal set. I'm assuming it's different for each individual. And
Yeah,
if it is, like I said, because most people don't know when to eat. You hear from most people that I've seen. Most people tell you that you should eat every 2.5, every 3 hours, or for optimus. Optimus growth. What's your take on that?
yeah, man. I think that, man, you should choose a meal plan that works best for you. My ideal style of eating is intermittent fasting.
Okay.
However, I do bodybuilding, and intermittent fasting is not quite the most efficient way to grow and develop muscle and drop body fat efficiently. It's a better way, in some cases. But honestly, I'm thinking about being the first individual to go pro doing intermittent fasting. I believe I haven't heard of any, but I believe that's what I'm called to do. But do the meal plan that best fits you. And how you gonna know if that meal plan best fits you? Hire a coach. Allow the coach, to question you and allow him to dial up the meal plan according to your specific goals. That's what a victory is.
Okay, that's great advice right there. And lastly, I want to talk about the cravings. I touched up on it earlier, but uh, most people have these late late night cravings.
Okay.
It's where it kind of goes bad for most people because they have those cravings at midnight or throughout the time of the day, and they still want to eat. Um, they still want to eat those cookies. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big fan of Oreos, but
Ooh,
I also work it off.
man, let me tell you, don't get me started on the Oreos. Listen, that's the enemy though. I call them the enemy. Listen, I call Oreos the enemy brand. Let me tell you, cause let me tell you, I get my hands on that and they try to take me out.
Yeah. Oh my God, man. You shared so much great advice today, man. I just got a couple of just a few more things.
That's fine.
Um, the recovery period for most people. Some people train. What is your ideal split of training for beginners? Do they need to train? How often do a beginner need to train? Does he need to train 3 to 5 days a week? How much cardio does the individual need within that training, or do they need cardio when they're first starting off?
I mean, like I said, it's depending on the person's personal goals and whatever level that they're on. I recommend a minimum of 3 days of training. And definitely with me, honestly, recommend it, because you're just getting in the gym. And if you want to optimize your time and be the most effective, we need to be together. We need to be doing every exercise effectively. You need to be hearing me lead and guide you to how to do the exercise. And that's how we're going to grow over time. Me repeating these exercises, you hearing them back to back from me, doing them over and over again. This is what a growth is.
Right, because like I said, I've seen you plenty of times, and I'm pretty sure I'll probably see you in that
You already know it.
first thing
Yeah,
tomorrow morning. But before we wrap up, Myron, is there anything that you got a person that you want to talk on? Anything that's important in your life that you want the listeners to be aware of? That you got going on? I heard you speak about Christ a lot, God. Is there
Yeah.
anything that you can take this time before we wrap up and just anything, whether it's extra gym critiques or anything that you got going on, brother? You'd be more than welcome. Go ahead and take this time to let the listeners know before we wrap up.
Okay, I appreciate it, man. You allotted me this time, man. This is truly an opportunity that I'm grateful for, and I'm gonna utilize it to shine a light, on Christ. That's exactly what I'm gonna do because of the impact it has, uh, the impact that He have had in my life, man. And ever since I've decided, to place Him at the center of everything that I do, my life has been on a complete different trajectory. And I believe that whatever we involve Him in, we will have success. Now, that doesn't mean invite Him in and let Him do the work.
Right, right. We all know that.
Because
Yeah, we know faith without works is dead.
right, as well as we are co-laborers. We work together. God worked together with us. The thing about the difference between Him and us, He is super consistent. He is perfect. So if He's perfect, that means that we are the missing variable, or the variable that's lacking. So as we continue to take things to another level and do everything in our power, inviting Him in, I will sit back, not even sit back, while we're active and while we're working, watch our life change right before us.
Okay, man. Myron, well, thank you so much for joining this show. I really appreciate you, brother. You dropped so much great advice, and you welcome back anytime I need you. I'm pretty sure that I can just hit you up. And thank you so much for joining, Myron. And like I said, man, I see you first thing in the gym in the morning.
All right, my brothers, take it easy. Stay
All
blessed.
right, and
Appreciate you.
you too, brother. Thank you.
All right, bro.
All right.